Welcome to another edition of the Craig Carton Show. Great to have you here on a beautiful Wednesday in New York City. My main man, I should say, Tyrone A. Johnson here as always. Good morning, Tyrone. How are you today, pal?
I couldn't be better this morning.
Yeah, what's that? What are you wearing right there?
My Sixers shirt.
It's not a Phillies shirt, is it?
No, hell no.
Yeah,
I don't own
the
those.
Phillies have lost 7 consecutive games now.
Yeah, I don't have any Phillies shirts.
And they have the second worst record in baseball.
Yeah.
The New York Mets with a 12th consecutive loss last night. The worst record in all of Major League Baseball. So New York and Philly, congratulations once again. Number 1 and number 2 over there. But that's not why Tyrone's happy.
No.
Tyrone is happy because his Philadelphia 76ers, a team, frankly, that he gave up on literally 48 hours ago. When they got smoked by the Boston Celtics. Could have lost by 60, your words, not mine.
Yeah, they could have.
And then the expectation last night for Game 2 at the Boston Garden was another embarrassing loss for Philadelphia. But lo and behold, for those of you that have never seen VJ Edgecombe play, you got to see him last night. Dropped 30 last night. Tyrese Maxey almost had 30 as well. And while Jaylen Brown had a great game for the Celtics, the Philadelphia 76ers do the unthinkable and now bring everybody in the East kind of at the same level. Yeah. Because the Knicks and Hawks are 1-1. Yep. Now the Celtics, of course, and the Sixers are 1-1. Detroit, and on and on and on. So I want to thank you. I want to thank you on behalf of Knicks fans for making the Celtics have to work. So as you and I talked about yesterday, they're not sitting there fresh as a daisy, ready to go in round 2 when my Knicks have to suffer through a 5 or 6 game series against the Atlanta Hawks. Nice job. And by the way, there's people online yesterday killing me, saying, you're always glazing Philadelphia.
Since when?
You're always saying such positive things about Philadelphia.
Since when?
And I had one guy on Twitter yesterday go, so it's very clear, I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah, I saw it.
It's very clear to me now, Craig, that your anti-Philadelphia stuff was Fox-induced or Fox-demanded. And then thank God somebody responded and said, he hates Philly. He was just saying something honest, that Philadelphia is not playing games with FIFA.
Right.
Now back to basketball. Nice job, Philadelphia. Didn't see that coming.
Now, listen, I said Sixers and 7 before the series. Okay?
You did.
I said Sixers
that was a homer
7
pick,
before the series. But regardless of that, VJ Edgecombe last night, youngest guard ever with a 30 and 10 game, broke Magic Johnson's record last night. He's a real player. Yeah. And what it shows now is, though, in these particular playoffs, because we don't have Curry and we don't have certain guys, it's an opportunity for some young stars to emerge. And I like when guys step up like that. It's good for the game.
Yeah, look, in Boston, it's weird when you look at the final score. I thought it was a little bit more competitive than the final score earlier.
Yeah, it was a 13-2 run to end the game.
Yeah, and because of that, you look at the final score, you go, oh, wow, that's a blowout. It was a blowout at the end. And Philadelphia took over the last 3 minutes of the game, as you said, went on a great run, 11-point run that Boston had no answers for. But listen, we told you going into the NBA playoffs that the Eastern Conference was wide open. Now, to be fair, I don't think the Sixers are good enough. You don't either, to actually make a run to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Oh, no, not to the Eastern Conference
I don't think they're good enough to beat the Celtics in a 7-game series either. I think in your heart you probably agree with me on that too. But it doesn't matter. What Philadelphia did last night is significant because it's an old cliche in basketball that a 7-game series doesn't truly start till a team on the road wins a game.
Yep.
Well, now the Sixers, kind of like Atlanta, against my Knicks, I got to own that, have home court advantage.
Yep. And
now you go home with uber confidence that your second best player, because Embiid's out, obviously. Yeah. Maxey's your best player. Edgecombe's been a rock star. A couple ups and downs throughout the season, but he's a rookie. But dropped a 30-burger last night. Now the Celtics have to worry about how do we stop that guy. Maxey's actually easier to stop. He's a guard.
Yeah.
If his outside shot's on, he's going to score on you. If you can get up in his face and stop the wide open outside looks, Maxey's not going to score 30 every night. Edgecombe's a different story.
Different kind of player. And now, before he was drafted, there were basketball people, I'm not talking about Homer, that said he had some of that Dwayne Wade in him. You saw it last night. You saw it. The way he gets to the rim, the way he defends larger guys. And also, Tatum is a guy who you can tell still doesn't really want to move on defense yet.
Yeah.
Offensively, it looks like his Achilles
he can
is
score
fine.
again.
Defensively, it looks like he doesn't want to move. And when he got caught in switches, and I think this is something the Knicks could exploit if they play them in the second round, he doesn't really want to play defense yet on that Achilles.
Well, we'll see if we get there. But right now, the Sixers did the Knicks a favor. Meanwhile, out west, scary moment. I think we might have a still photo of it. We don't have the rights to show you the actual video. Trailblazers beat the Spurs by 3 last night.
Yeah.
So that series is tied at 1-1 as well. That's not Wemby taking a nap.
No.
All right. So Wemby kind of got his feet caught up under him, went down hard, and no joke, it looked like the bottom part of his forehead slammed against the hardwood there.
Yep, head first
and
for
he
sure.
was serious. And at one point, they did stand him up, and he was all like me on a Friday night after 3 edibles and half a bottle of Grand Marnier. Yeah, it was like he had a legit concussion.
Yeah.
Now, what's interesting about that, so they take him out of the game. That gives, obviously, Portland a chance to win, and they took advantage of that. That series is now wide open. Here's what I don't know, and I was looking it up, and it's a little kind of shady in comparison to the NFL.
Absolutely.
Because the NBA doesn't deal with concussions all that often, right? I can't even tell you the last concussion I saw in the NBA, but he's going to have to pass a bunch of tests to show that he's all right, et cetera, et cetera. But at the end of the day, I'm not sure what the protocol is and who has to approve him. Can the Spurs just say he's ready to go? Does the NBA have an independent neurologist saying he passed all my tests, he's good to go? Because here's the reality. What you saw last night was the fact that Portland matches up well against them if Wemby's not there.
Yeah.
And Scoot had a great game last night. That's like a coming out party for him because he didn't do it a year ago, his rookie season.
Yeah, he was disappointing
And
last year. Yeah.
all of a sudden, the Trailblazers, like the Sixers against the Celtics, now have life. And now that gets very interesting as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, here are the things that we know has to happen.
Go ahead.
He's shut down for a minimum of 48 hours no matter what. So if there's a game in 2 days, he cannot
Can't play it, right.
He cannot play. That's number one.
And it's 48 hours from the time of
From
the
the
injury.
time of the injury.
Right, all right.
Then also, he has to be symptom-free, and he has to go through all these steps. Those steps include, first, light aerobic exercise.
I don't even know the steps, but who oversees it? The NBA or the Spurs?
Both. You have
Okay.
to get your team doctor and an NBA
Got it.
doctor.
So the
Has to
team
both go
doctor,
through.
because the team doctor is always going to side with the team.
Right.
You have an independent doctor that the NBA provides. He has to concur with the team doctor.
And there's a
that
four-step
Wemby's
process.
allowed to play.
Right. If they
Okay.
do this the right way, it seems like he would be out games 3 and 4 and then be able
really?
to return. That's what it looks
Because
like.
48
based on-
hours does not include that.
does not, but it looks like you have to go through. You have to ramp up. You have to be able to shoot in front of a doctor and things like that, and then do
Got
full
it.
contact practice.
Got it.
If the proper way, that doesn't mean they'll do it, would be out 3 and 4, back for game 5.
Got it. So obviously keep an eye on that. If Wemby can't go, I think the Spurs are still good enough to beat Portland. I'm not a big Portland guy.
They can game plan for it too if
Yeah.
they know he's out versus last night.
And
It
the
was a
Spurs have really
surprise.
good depth. Look, he's the defensive player of the year unanimous. He's a game changer.
Yeah.
He's going to have a chance to be one of the great players of all time. You don't lose a guy like that and not suffer from it because everything's built around him. But it just shows you, on any given night, one thing goes south, and all of a sudden, your attempt to win a championship is put on hold. The Spurs cannot win a title without Wemby.
No.
I'm not sure if they can even get to the Western Conference Finals
They can't.
if Wemby's not there. A lot more basketball coming up for you. But look, you see this product right here? It's called Lean Weight Loss. My friends at Brickhouse Nutrition make it. This is for people who are now serious about losing weight. And I'm not talking about, if you're a hot stripper and need a pound or two to dance on the pole. I'm talking about 10 plus pounds, and it's time to make a change in your life. It's called Lean. And right now you get 20% off when you go to takelean.com and use my last name, Carton, like the box, as the promo code. Takelean.com. And you, my friend, can start losing weight today. This is doctor created. It curbs your appetite. It converts fat into energy. It helps your blood sugar out, and you will not be as hungry as you always are. So if you're ready to make a change, go to takelean.com, promo code Carton, like the box, and you can start your weight loss journey today at takelean.com. back to the Craig Carton Show. Tyron Johnson here as well. I feel like something's in the water or something, or in the wind, or something's making me say things I never thought I would say. Like I've said nice things about Philadelphia twice this week.
That's right.
Ugh. Right? And well, I told you I'd never lie to you. So I got to say something nice again about somebody I don't like saying nice things about.
Oh, yeah?
But it's part of my promise to the audience 35 years ago when I started in radio that I would never lie to the audience, right? Mm-hmm. Because there's a mantra I used to live by. You lie to women and children. You don't lie to men. All right? Okay. And that was a mantra that I lived by for many, many years. And then I stopped living by that and just started lying to everybody. And then I did, and then I decided, let me get back to who I really am. And no, I'm not going to lie to anybody ever again. And that's how I do this show. Well, last night, while the Trailblazers were beating the Spurs by 3, while the Sixers were beating the Celtics by 14, there was another game, a later game, if you will, out in Los Angeles. And again, no Kevin Durant for the Rockets, and they're not a playoff team without Kevin Durant.
No. Kevin Durant played.
Didn't play at all last night.
Yes, he did.
Allow me to tell the story, please.
But you can't tell that part of the story.
Yeah.
Come on.
I want to say it the right way, and the only way I can say it is Kevin Durant must not have played last night. All right? Because without Kevin Durant, they're not even a playoff team. They're not even a play-in team. They're out of the playoffs altogether. So again, without Kevin Durant, the Lakers beat the Rockets last night, and LeBron James had 28 and played really well, and he's a really good basketball player. And the Lakers are going to win that series now. And now if they get Luka back, they might actually go to the Western Conference Finals. And I don't like the Lakers at all. Screw LeBron James, but he played really well. In other news...
Oh, wait.
I'm sorry?
No. For people that maybe didn't stay up late last night.
Yeah. Durant didn't play. Thompson didn't play. Sengun didn't play. Nobody played for the Rockets last night.
Durant had 23 last night.
What?
Sengun had 20 last night. Thompson had 16 last night. Yes. LeBron just happened to have 28, 8, and 7.
LeBron James played his ass off last night.
He's playing at a high level now.
He is.
And it's back to his comfort zone. Now, he played, and you gave him credit weeks ago about how he changed his game to defer to Luka. He deferred
to Austin Reeves and Luka. Yeah. He became the third option. All of a sudden,
they were winning a lot of games.
Playing better ball.
And now he had to shift back to his regular, his role he had basically since he was 5 years old.
Yeah.
And he's very comfortable in it. What this speaks
pisses me right off.
What this speaks to, though, is he can still help a team win. This team's not winning a championship.
Agreed.
But LeBron James still has enough in the tank to, if in the right situation, he still plays winning basketball.
He can.
Period.
Yeah.
He does. He is.
Yeah. He definitely can.
He is playing winning basketball at 41 years old.
Yeah.
And forget the Jordan and all that stuff. We've never seen anything like this before.
I mean, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar did play into his young 40s,
but not like
and at that point he played no defense at all, and he relied on kind of a gimmick like just the skyhook's really all he had.
Yeah.
To be fair, but he at least did play into his 40s.
He did.
But look, we've never said anything like this, and I'm a basketball guy, but first, I'm a LeBron hater second. Mm-hmm. I'm a basketball guy first. I'm a LeBron hater second. LeBron James is money, man. LeBron James was great last night. LeBron, now look, they were 5.5-point underdogs, I think, last night because everyone expected Durant to come back, which he did, and Durant played well.
Yeah.
He's like only a couple points below his season average last night, but they didn't have an answer for LeBron. And that's what's crazy to me because the Rockets, I think, have one of the best defenders in basketball in Thompson.
Yes.
Like that dude and his brother as well.
Mm-hmm.
They are top elite defenders in the NBA, and there was no answer to stop LeBron. Like LeBron should not be that it should not be that easy for LeBron to score damn near 30 points if you're at full strength.
Right.
He's 40-something years old. He's almost twice as old as Thompson, and Thompson's an elite defender. Both Thompson boys are, right? Mm-hmm. And LeBron James was unstoppable. They didn't have 50 last night. He didn't need 50 last night.
Right.
Now, they got to go to Houston now, and Houston's going to be very good at home. I would say Houston probably wins Game 3, and then Game 4 becomes the pivotal game in that series. If the Lakers lose Game 4, I do think they lose the series because I don't think Luka's coming back in this series. But I'm going to play out the other side of it. If somehow, some way, this fountain of youth that LeBron has once again found gets them through Houston, The biggest problem for them then is, even if Luka comes back for the next series, you're playing the Thunder.
You're not going to beat them.
Right, and that's the rub here, which is why what he's doing is great. And what the Lakers have done in the first 2 games, one without Durant, one with Durant, to be fair, is great. And is great for basketball, right? Because the Lakers now, if the Lakers get to the second round, we're going to want to watch that.
Yeah, that's box office.
Because that's going to be like what do you call it when you take a king's crown away? What's that called? I know in the church it's called when you defrock a priest, right?
Yeah.
What are we calling it?
You're the throne.
Too many people. The throne. Yeah, I like that. Good
throne.
job, Ryan. Ethan, you're worthless today. All right, here's the deal.
Goodness.
All right.
Yeah.
I got to call it the way it is. That was a Ryan line, not an Ethan line. So Ryan gets credit for it, all right? Now that he's married, he's all smart. All right, here we go. Here's the reality.
Yeah.
Lakers Thunder is watchable for a lot of reasons. It's Lakers, they're great. Thunder, last year's champs, best team in basketball. But it gives guys like me an opportunity to watch the official dethroning of the king. We take that crown off LeBron's head, we pivot to our left, we put it on SGA's head, and then that conversation's a wrap.
You're a sick man.
Yeah.
You're talking about a guy last night at 41 who goes crazy. And now you're talking about a 26-year-old, quote, dethroning him.
Reigning MVP.
This is insane.
Yeah.
Okay? We already know SGA at the moment's the best player in the game with Wemby fast approaching. And Jokic right there as well. LeBron's not the best player in the game, but all of a sudden, you're treating him like he's everybody else at 41 years old.
Yeah.
And that's because you're sick.
Well,
you're a sick man.
Here's
you're
the deal.
a sick person to go, oh, I can't wait for LeBron to lose to OKC.
Yeah, that's right.
They're going to be big underdogs in that series.
Dethroning.
Well, what happens if Luka's back and Luka stinks? Does he not take any blame for that loss?
LeBron's going to have to take that imaginary crown off his head, pivot around, and put it on SGA's head.
No.
And not only that, when we find out
ridiculous.
at some point in the next month that SGA's the MVP again.
We're going to find that out.
He's now 2 away from LeBron. And LeBron has not won an MVP, by the way, I should just point this out, in 13 years.
So
SGA is going to get 2 of the 4, bop, just like that. Meaning you can take the crown off.
This is ridiculous.
And you can put it on SGA's head.
This is ridiculous.
So,
what kind of illness is this?
It's not an illness at all.
It's an illness.
Some people do call it LeBron derangement syndrome.
A little bit.
It does have a name.
A little bit.
Man, can you imagine if they blow a 2-0 lead? That's on the table, too. Good game last night, LeBron. Whatever your next job is, the first 24 hours, it's going to be a rehashing of this. You have to suck that up. You can't avoid that. Like, I haven't been in prison in 7 years.
But people do bring it up.
And every story written about me still references the fact that I got in trouble.
Right.
So, unfortunately, you have to live with that the rest of your professional career.
The Craig Carton Show. Only on SportsGrid.
Gotta call it what it is, Donnie. Did Houston just completely misfire here? Like, did they not do enough research, background, find out more about the guy for him to say this just a few weeks into the season? And then you start wondering, Donnie, is it really dead arm? Like, is there anything going on here? Like, oof, I don't know. Just an awful look for Houston at the start of the season, and they can't win a game to save their lives here.
Pro Baseball Today. Only on SportsGrid.
There is one cardinal rule in sports media. You do not mess with the game or the ability for people to watch the game. These streaming giants better figure out how to deliver a live sporting event without any hitches, because broadcast television understood this for decades, and they know, Donnie, hey, there is nothing more important.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
It's a 7-game sprint with a whole lot of volatility, right? You don't want the best team, so to speak, Donnie. You want the team that has a favorable group stage, weaker knockout path, and has some penalty variance coming their way here, because this is all about the path to the final, Donnie. It's not about the best team, because the best team can get knocked out.
Prediction Markets Edge. Only on SportsGrid.
Craig Carton Show. Tyrone Johnson here as well. So I failed at something yesterday, and I'm very upset with myself. I was trying to do the New York Mets a solid yesterday on my radio show here in New York, and I brought the Hawk Tua girl on my show.
Yeah.
You know, Haley Welsh, because Haley Welsh 2 years ago threw out the first pitch at a New York Met game at Citi Field, and got the marketing officer fired from his job for bringing her in, despite being the most viral person on the planet at the time. And the New York Mets went to the NLCS that year. So I thought after the Mets had lost 11 straight games, had Noel McLean on the mound last night. He is a legitimate stud, that kid. Actually, he threw a perfect game through 5 yesterday, and then gave up a home run in the 6th, and in the 7th, a couple more runs, etc. The Mets blow a 3-0 lead. They wound up losing. Devin Williams didn't get a single out. He's their closer. Came in to try to preserve the tie, and the Mets have now lost 12 consecutive games. So I think I'm doing my part for New York. I bring in the good luck charm from 2 years ago. The Hawk Tua girl is a sweetheart, Haley Welsh, from her home in Tennessee. And you would have thought that I brought, like, the devil himself on my radio show yesterday, according to some people who are very upset that I brought her out there, right? But sadly, here's a clip of it real quick. This is my radio show yesterday, and there's Haley giving me the final Hawk Tua in public she's ever going to give to try to bring the Mets a win. Watch this real quick. Go ahead. If you want to make a Met fan happy and bring them a win, how would you do it?
Hawk Tua. There you go.
That was her last official Hawk Tua. Yeah. So I guess she's married. In any event, that's the last time she's going to do it publicly. And the New York Mets did not. The New York Mets didn't get the job done. Other people were lighting sage outside Citi Field.
That didn't work.
Didn't work either.
No.
And now, and I said this on radio, I'll say it again here, it'd be better off for the team and for the New York Mets, as you see them, Steve Gelb's there for SNY, lighting sage. The problem with lighting sage is that you don't believe in it. You're not like Kyrie Irving, who actually believes in the black magic.
Right.
If you believe in it, I'm not saying it works, it's black magic, right? It's kind of hocus pocus. You do it. When you're doing it as a bit, the sage doesn't work. People don't understand that. Because the black magic gods are like, you're not doing this because you believe in the power of the sage. A guy like Kyrie believed in it. Did it at the Boston Garden, if you remember.
That's right.
All right, when he was with the Brooklyn Nets. In any event, I was trying to think of what's best for the Mets, and I came up with a solution, okay? Now I think you lose as many games in a row as possible.
What do you mean?
Because now you want to set the record, which I think is 21 or 23, whatever it is, dating back a few years, because your season's over. If you win a random game, that's not going to get me to go to the ballpark. You suck, right?
Yeah.
If, however, you lose like 28 consecutive games, then every game becomes an event. Is tonight the night that you're finally going to get a win? I might want to go to that game.
Wait a minute.
I might want to be in the building for the 32nd consecutive loss.
No, you don't.
The 39th consecutive loss.
What's wrong
Because
with
it's history making.
It's not history making.
It's boring to go see a 70-win team. But a 30-win team, I'm your Huckleberry.
And what does that get you in baseball?
No, the Mets season's over.
Right, but what does that get you?
From a fan standpoint.
What does that get a Mets fan?
It gets me excitement.
No, it doesn't
because
get you
now
excitement.
I've got a streak going.
That gives you excitement as a Yankees fan.
No.
That doesn't do anything. I have to defend Mets fans now?
No, as a
that
Mets fan.
That doesn't get them anything.
Okay, so the Phillies have lost 7 straight games.
Yeah.
Your season's on the precipice also, right?
Yeah, it is.
Let's just play out another few weeks forward, right?
Yeah.
Let's say they lose 20 straight.
Let's say.
Season's over. We agree on that, right?
At that point.
Yeah, at that point, the season will be over.
Yeah.
You ain't got no reason to go.
Yes, I do.
No.
They got
It
young
sucks.
players to bring up.
Nobody watches baseball
Don
for that.
Mattingly will be the manager.
No.
Yes, I do. I want to see young players play,
you're
my
wrong on that.
prospects.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
That's not how baseball works.
It is how baseball works. How do I find out if they can play? By playing in the majors.
You would want to
bring
go to
them
the game to see the streak either come to an end or continue.
No.
It becomes an event. Hey, Billy, me and Tyrone are going to Citi Field tonight. Yeah, the Mets have lost 34 straight games. We want to be there for 35. I'm in.
No, that's...
Or vice versa. Hey, the Mets have lost 34 straight games. Me and Tyrone are going to the game. We want to be there when they break the streak. All right, I'm in. If the Mets are like 10-28.
Yeah.
I ain't going to a game.
They're not
and
gonna,
neither are you.
Yeah, but neither.
Because it's not an event.
But no one's going when they lose 30 in a row.
I am.
Just you. You'll be there by yourself.
I'm going.
And what does that do? It doesn't change ownership.
Yeah.
They'll probably fire a manager at some point, but that fraud general manager doesn't get fired. Nothing good comes from that much losing.
You're thinking too globally. You got to break it down, all right? All that stuff might be right. But now it's an event. And you and I are big show Bobs. If it's a big thing, a big event, me and you got to be there.
Okay.
35 consecutive losses, I'm going to game 36.
35 losses.
Yeah.
That's over a month and a half.
And by the way, how great would it be to be there for the 35th consecutive loss? I can rally around that. I'm all in. I'm all in, Mets. Keep losing. I'm all in. Welcome back to the Craig Carton Show. Of course, the big story from yesterday in the NFL, 48 hours before the draft, is the fact that the New England Patriots called an impromptu press conference yesterday, and they told the media that they were going to make one or two players not named Drake May available for a little press conference pre-draft. They did not say about anyone else coming to that press conference, and the reason the Patriots did that was they did not want every news reporter, national reporter, and Patriot reporter showing up. So they put out a little blurb. Hey, by the way, guys and gals, we're going to have a couple players available to you, pre-draft, and that's it. And then, of course, their plan all along was for Mike Vrabel to show up without having to meet 50 media members. There might have been 10 there, that kind of thing, right? And what Mike Vrabel did yesterday was an absolute joke and so disrespectful to the relationship he had with Dianna Russini that he's now an absolute clown. So let me play it for you. It's 30 seconds, guys, ballpark, whatever it is. Let me play it for you. I'll interrupt it if I have to. And this is Mike Vrabel. And notice what he does not say while acknowledging that he had a relationship with Russini. Let it play. Go ahead.
I've had some difficult conversations with people that I care about, with my family.
Stop right there for a second,
the organization.
Right? I had some difficult conversations with people. Why? Because I had an affair with Dianna Russini.
Right.
If I didn't have the affair with Dianna Russini, these conversations wouldn't be that tough.
That's right.
So that's how it starts off, right? So he comes out of the gate. Again, the entire media is not there. I give the Patriots credit. It's actually pretty smart on their end to have him speak in front of a half-empty room. It's cowardly on his part. Brilliant by the Patriots protecting their own guy. So he starts off by saying, basically, everything you think about me, you're right.
Right.
Let it play.
Coaches, the players, those have been positive and productive. We believe in order to be successful on and off the field, you have to make good decisions. That includes
Stop right there. All right, we believe on and off the field to be successful, you have to make good decisions. Excuse me? Like sleeping with an NFL insider?
Right.
That was a good decision?
When do
we believe that?
Right. When did you believe that? When do you start making the good decisions there, Mike?
Yeah.
When do you make the good decisions?
All right, let it play.
That starts with me.
Stop it right there. That starts with me?
When?
When?
When does it start with you?
Yeah. Because 2 weeks ago, you put out a press statement that said that it's laughable to think that something untoward was going on at that romantic getaway in Sedona, Arizona. Is it still laughable? I don't think it's, maybe to us it is. Certainly not to anyone involved with the Patriots or the Russini family.
Or the Athletic.
Or the Athletic or the NFL.
Right.
Right?
They made some changes.
Because 2 weeks ago, it was laughable. Now, I'm having tough conversations, and I've always believed that, everyone that works for this organization has to make good decisions, including me. All right, let it play. Go ahead.
We never want our actions to negatively affect the team.
Stop right there. We never want our actions to negatively affect the team. But mine just did.
It just did. And your teammate in that affair lost her job.
All right, we're going to get to that in a second. That's coming up, all right? All right, let it play. Go ahead.
We never want to be the cause of a distraction.
Stop right there. The draft is tomorrow. We don't want to be the cause of a distraction, but we are.
Of course.
Right?
Yes.
What was more distracting, Coach? Because he obviously didn't answer any questions. Even if the media had a chance to go one-on-one with him, he refused to talk about it. Coach, I have a question in the back. Craig Carton Show.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was more distracting? Stephon Diggs holding a bag of pink cocaine or you banging an NFL insider?
In hindsight, mine was worse than Stephon Diggs.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, because that one went away pretty quick. This one seems to be lingering for weeks.
Yeah. All right, good. Let it play.
And what those are comments and questions that I've answered for the team and with the team. We'll keep those private. And
stop right there. So I've had conversations about what I did with the team. I assume that means Robert Kraft, the Kraft kids, and some of the players.
Probably Drake made a quarterback.
Yeah, maybe all the players, maybe address the team, in the locker room for the guys that showed up for the offseason training program. But I'm not sharing with you guys. I'm not sharing with any of you guys. And I'm not sharing with Dan either. Let it play.
To ourselves, I care deeply about this football team. And
stop right there. I care so deeply about this team, I purposely slept with an insider so that we could get A.J. Brown. You can check that box.
I believe you cared about that more than your marriage.
It seems like you're getting A.J. Brown.
Yeah, you love
so I do think he cares about the Patriots, right?
Yeah.
All right, let it play. Go ahead.
Excited to coach him. I also know that I'm going to attack each day with humility and focus.
Stop right there. You said 2 weeks ago that anyone that thought you were sleeping with her, that it was laughable. So humility, there's no humility in that.
None.
All right, let it play.
And what I can promise you is that my family, this organization, the team, the staff, the coaches, everybody, our fans, most importantly, will get the best version of me going forward.
Stop right there. I don't care about the team or the fans or anything else. He said, I can promise you that my family is going to get the best version of me. I assume that means you're no longer cheating? Or you explain to your wife, sorry, honey, it's the only time it's ever happened. I owe you one. Or here's $500,000, go do what you want with it. Or what? You have no humility. And let it play. It's about 10. Go ahead.
And that's what I know, and I'm excited to do that. But I wanted to just address this and thank you for your patience in dealing with the private and personal matter.
A private and personal matter. Now, here's the other real problem I have with it. Because I feel bad, actually, even though she's 50-50 part of this, for Dianna Russini.
I do too.
Because you're not losing your job. We all knew that going in. She did lose her job. Now, look, it's her actions that cost her job. And lying to her bosses. I told you on the show, when the boss pulls you in and says, I can't help you if you lie to me,
You can't lie.
You can't lie, and she lied. And that's as much the reason she lost her job as the relationship itself. But here's where he has no humility. His words mean absolutely nothing, and he cannot be trusted at all by anybody, including his own family, sadly. And that is, you didn't even acknowledge her existence.
Right.
And that, to me, I'm not saying you had to come out and look dead in the camera and say, and to Dianna Russini, whom I had a relationship with and cared very deeply about, I apologize for what you're going through. I think that would have landed well had you said that. But the fact that you make it all about you and how great you are and how you're not going to be a distraction and how humble you are, and didn't even have the courtesy of the class. And it would have taken 10 seconds at most to say, and to Dianna, who I did have a relationship with, who I think very fondly of, who I think, however you want to position it, all right?
Yeah.
I feel terrible for what you're going through.
Yeah, but you can't say that. I think you went too far there.
Well,
because
then drop the humility act and let's just acknowledge.
Yeah, he's self-preservation mode. He's the most self-preservation.
You're a dog.
Yeah, well,
okay.
I think
you're not the first, you're not the last.
But Mrs. Vrabel would be very upset, and probably Mr. Russini would probably be very upset if he said it that way.
I agree with the first. I disagree with the second.
Mr. Russini's absolutely going to care.
Let's go first. I think Mrs. Vrabel's pissed off no matter what he says.
Right, but you can't bring up.
She goes to ShopRite. You know what's happening.
Yeah.
Every got get owned at ShopRite's like, oh, that's Vrabel.
Yes.
Yeah. How do you stay with that?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
That part's true, but you can't mention. But what he could have said was, obviously the other party involved was hurt.
Okay.
And he didn't need to say it by name.
Okay.
He should have acknowledged her.
I'll accept that.
And it makes him, in my opinion, a scumbag that he didn't. Because this, if the rumors are true, this was a long-term situation.
Yeah.
I'm not saying what the level was, but this wasn't a one-time thing.
He didn't meet her the day before they went to that hotel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When you have some form of a relationship with the person, she deserves some respect and not to be ignored.
Yeah.
And he ignored her there, and that to me is not a stand-up guy, and that's not a leader of men to act that way.
Right. You could even say there's a lot of people that got hurt here as well, right? But if you're going to have the press conference, I just think do it right. And look, he's not the first guy, he's not the last guy in sports to be on who's going to be in that spot and get caught in that spot.
Of course not.
Look, it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
But I guess my only beef with it is either just be the guy you are. Hey, look, I'm a former pro athlete, I'm a coach, part of the lifestyle.
Meathead dude.
Right. Okay. Maybe his wife signed up for that. I don't know. A lot of women make deals with the devil for the money that comes with it. I don't know. But don't act like you're humble because you're not. Tyrone, who's one of the biggest non-clutch guys in the NFL, AFC standpoint, when it comes to a big game in the playoffs?
Justin Herbert.
I need another guy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know if I can top Herbert off the top of my head.
Justin Herbert's got Molly Pierce. He's doing quite well for himself.
Well, you said clutch.
All right, give me another AFC quarterback that has not been clutch yet.
Oh, Josh Allen.
Josh Allen. Bang, 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 bang.
All right.
Yeah, so the Buffalo Sabres were playing the Bruins last night. It's the first time the Sabres have made the playoffs in it's 11 years, 10 years, whatever it is, right?
I feel like Hasek was still in good.
Yeah, so they bring Josh Allen out there. You're going to get the crowd all revved up and bang the drum and all that stuff. And you figure we got Josh Allen here chugging the beer, rocking the Sabres jersey. Sabres lost 4-2. There you go. There's the video right there.
I don't like how he throws the drumstick.
So that's Josh Allen.
And look at the end of this chunk. He's a fraud.
He's a fraud.
This is one beer.
God,
this is one beer, bro.
Oh.
You're 6'5", 250 pounds. You can't chug one beer?
Yeah. Anyhow, so the Sabres brought the wrong dude in. They lost that game 4-2 to the Boston Bruins. You bring a guy that's not good in big games, what do you expect?
Bring in a winner.
That's right.
Bring in a winner.
Josh Allen's a great quarterback. Josh Allen's not a great winner.
I mean, that's where we're at.
And you learned that again last night. Bad juju.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bring in his wife.
Yeah.
She's the winner. She's doing great things.
She's doing fantastic.
Film. She's had the baby now. Having that make her first appearance.
Yeah, I would have brought her out there too, not Josh Allen. Very good point.
She's winning.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of hockey, I want to show you this crazy video. Fans are getting into a playoff game behind the Kings. That's the LA Kings. That's the hockey team out there. It's not Sacramento. That's basketball.
I know. Gretzky went there when I was a kid.
You knew that or not?
Yeah, Gretzky went there when I was a kid.
There you go. Punch Johnson always knows what's going on in hockey. I think we have a picture of it. How do we not have video of this, by the way? So anyhow, the fans, I thought we had video. It's not worth showing anymore. The fans started banging on the glass. They broke the plexiglass behind the bench right there. So not as good as I thought because I thought we had video. That's on me. Now I'm all disappointed. I was like, I thought we had video. I wanted to see crazy hockey fans doing their thing. That's what I was expecting. I'm sorry. That's what I thought I was going to get. Other weird video I hope we have that I didn't think I was going to get either. Trump's trying to bring in a new head of the federal, new chairman of the Fed, right?
Yes.
Jerome Powell's out. By the way.
Well, he's not out yet.
But he's leaving.
He's going to be.
They brought this handsome guy in. But look who's over his right shoulder. Larry Fitzgerald.
Why is Larry Fitzgerald there?
And he was there for the entire thing, by the way. Yeah. And by the way, we confirmed that's him.
Is he that much of a financial guy, Larry Fitzgerald?
I know he's rich.
I know people said during, because his upbringing, they said he took care of his money. Like he did a lot of smart things.
His dad was a reporter.
Yeah.
For the Arizona Cardinals back in the day.
Right, and he had been around the Vikings so much as a kid and things like that. So I know he was around the game a lot.
Reporter,
he was around, I think he was a Vikings reporter because he was around Chris Carter notes when he was a little kid.
Yeah.
But I didn't know he was that plugged into finances. They just said he did well with his money. But like Charles Barkley did well with his money. He did construction and stuff. Apparently this dude's just working. He's going to work for the fans.
I can tell you that wasn't on my bingo card that at the confirmation hearing for the Federal Reserve Chairman that Larry Fitzgerald, Hall of Famer, would be sitting front row.
It's wild.
I didn't see that. That was not on my bingo card at all. I can tell you that the current head of the Fed, Jerome Powell, I did get high. Not with him, but next to him at Dead & Company at the Sphere in Las Vegas.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
And I can tell you what was not on your bingo card, the people I was sitting with at the Sphere, which is the greatest arena in the world, by the way. If you have a chance to go to Vegas and go to a show there, I highly recommend it. Even if it's The Wizard of Oz, I highly recommend it. So you ready for this, Tyrone? Mm-hmm. Drinking and getting stoned. Okay? Me.
You.
Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney. Sir Paul McCartney.
Jerome Powell.
Wow.
How about that for a luxury suite?
Wow, just something light.
Yeah.
Just something light.
Jerome Powell's wife was miserable. Miserable. Sat on her hands and under her ass the entire 3-hour show. Didn't move. Didn't smile. Didn't clap. Didn't dance. Didn't sing along. Jerome Powell was doing the white man dance. You know, the overbite dance.
Yeah.
You know, the Grateful Dead dance. Sure, Michael, Blossoms blooming. Oh, man, yeah.
Was John Mayer playing with him on that one?
Yeah, John Mayer's the best living guitar player alive.
He's not, but I got you. We've talked about this before.
He is. I didn't say he's the greatest guitar player of all time.
No, not all time.
Because there are other people I would put in that list.
He's not.
But as far as living guitar players, now that Eddie Van Halen's dead, yeah, John Mayer's the greatest living guitar player on the planet.
Lindsey Buckingham, sorry. Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Lindsey Buckingham.
I thought you called. Did you sneeze?
Yeah, it was Lindsey Buckingham.
Lindsey Buckingham couldn't hold John Mayer's jockstrap.
Yes, he's a great guitar player, and I feel like you've been disrespecting him now for 7 months.
Yeah.
7 months you've been disrespecting my guy, Lindsey Buckingham.
Good.
Okay.
Great?
Great.
No.
And that doesn't mean Mayer's not great.
John Mayer's the greatest living guitar player alive. Yeah.
No, he's not. Bro. Like, you put us in a bind because I like John Mayer.
How could you not? He's the best living guitar player on the planet.
When you say that,
yeah,
that's when it puts me in a bind to have to say something bad about a person I like.
That's fine.
I like John Mayer.
You're picking an 80-year-old Lindsey Buckingham?
Lindsey Buckingham. Okay, you go back and listen to any of those songs.
Yeah.
And you'll see.
It's rudimentary guitar playing.
No, it's not. And also very fair to a young black kid that the guy's named Lindsey and the girl's named Stevie. How was I supposed to know when my dad wasn't listening to that? I'm learning as a young black kid. Unfair to me.
By the way, unfair to all of us.
Well, at least that was like in your genes. You were listening to it.
You think white guys are like, we know girls named Stevie and guys named Lindsey?
I feel like when you were a kid, your parents were playing it.
Yeah.
My parents weren't.
Sadly, my mom, I'm old enough to have grown up with an 8-track cassette tape.
Yeah.
I don't know if you had that.
My grandmother had it. They still had it in the house.
And I can tell you, and it's so funny you bring that up, my mother had one 8-track cassette, and we were forced to listen to it every time we got in the old Chevy station wagon with the fake wood paneling on the side.
Yeah.
It was Seals and Crofts' greatest hits.
I like Seals and Crofts.
I can tell you every lyric, and I'm not proud of it.
Right.
Of every one of their hits, like I know my children's names.
That's crazy.
We'd get in the old Chevy Caprice Classic with the fake wood, and the back seat where you face backwards, no seatbelt.
That was always a treat. We'd be allowed
money.
to sit back there. That was a treat.
I love that seat.
To sit back there, yeah.
And
way back. Way back.
All we were allowed to listen to was Seals and Crofts.
Wow.
That's it.
Sweet
the
Green
woman
Fields.
didn't like anything else.
Summer Breeze.
Yeah.
Sweet Green Fields. I mean, that's good stuff.
Good stuff, but when you're 8 years old.
Yeah, then you want to hear something else.
Right. And you're like, hey, the Jackson 5 have a new song out, and your mom's like, it's Seals and Crofts and nothing else. Right. And that's the only thing I was ever allowed to listen to in my mother's station wagon. They're pretty good, though. Pretty good. to the Craig Carton Show. Tyron Johnson here as well. A couple things I got to give you before we skedaddle for the day. Let's start off with an insane first pitch by, how do you pronounce the dude's first name? Seiya Suzuki's wife is on the mound throwing out the first pitch. Let's take a look together. There she is. Looks like maybe she's a ballerina. Good toe point. Wow.
Look how far back.
My goodness.
Look at that. It's one of the best pitches I've ever seen.
What?
And it's so respectful.
Yeah. What league is that?
Well, let's
is
see
that the Japanese league?
Yeah.
One more time.
Beyond 90 degrees. Look, beyond 90 degrees.
And
hit a full around.
What? Yeah. That's too much for me. I can't sleep with her. I'm sorry.
You couldn't handle all that?
I can't handle all that.
Couldn't handle all that?
Nah. It's, I like flexibility.
Not that much?
But not that flexible.
Yeah.
No, for a lot of reasons, by the way. Because that means she can put her ankles behind her ears.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, nah, it's weird to me.
And she's going to ask you.
I got no interest in that.
You wouldn't feel comfortable going to work in that position. It's too much.
Yeah.
I want to see it, but I don't want to see it.
I want to find it. You know what I'm saying?
No, you ain't got to find it.
I don't want to talk to it.
Yeah. Oh, God, there's so many things I can't say. All right. Let's move on.
I'm not a big New Balance guy. And I've had like Victor Cruz and some of his guys have been telling me that I got to get up with the times, that New Balance is the cat's meow these days.
Some of the people from Rock Nation reached out and said it as well.
Yeah, they're not happy with my take because I thought the Cooper Flag New Balance
I didn't like them.
Looked like an orthopedic shoe that my grandfather wore at the mall in Sarasota, Florida. Mm-hmm. In any event, the Eagles have a creative New Balance kick. You want to see it?
Yeah.
Would you buy that?
Yeah.
I think you would too.
I would absolutely buy it, unfortunately. Yes. And it's got the weird part, it's got the side like the Off-Whites. Shout out, rest in peace, Virgil.
It's not terrible, by the way.
Unfortunately, that would be a shoe I would overspend for.
Yeah, I would never buy that because the gray doesn't make any sense to me, and I hate the Eagles. But not the worst thing I've ever seen.
Listen, if you want to email me about that shoe, Tyrone.Johnson@gmail.
Yeah.
I'll probably take them off your hands. Size 12.
Would you wear them?
Yeah. That's a rule. If I buy them,
you got to wear them.
I have to wear them.
You don't buy them for show. I got you. Then back to baseball I go for you. You know, it's interesting when the social media department of a professional team decides to have fun at the expense of another team.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's kind of off the mark. It doesn't hit. But yesterday, the Minnesota Twins put out a tweet that was so money, I had to share it with you. Things you can get in a dozen. Eggs, roses, Mets losses.
That's a cold shot. That's a cold shot right there.
But it's on the money.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so whoever's running the Twins' social media account, well done, sir or madam. Well done. The Twins now are game over 500. And this is a 3-game series in which the hardest game for them to win was last night because Noel McLean's the Mets' best pitcher.
Yeah.
And he had a no-hitter through 5. Mm-hmm. And they still found a way to win because Devin Williams sucks. And then, speaking of the Mets and disgruntled Met fans, the Mets are now doing something that the Garden was accused of the other day.
Yep.
That they would never do on my watch, of course, although they have done it once or twice in the past. And now, apparently, if you go to Citi Field to watch the Mets play, and you say bad things about the manager, the Mets security staff will kick you out. Watch this first-person account of Mets security kicking out a New York Mets season ticket holder. Go ahead.
I'm a diehard Mets fan. They're kicking me out for saying fire Mendoza. What am I getting kicked out for? You gotta leave. What am I getting kicked out for?
Violating the code of conduct. Let's go.
For what? What did I say? I said fire Mendoza? What did I say? I said fire Mendoza. I said Mendoza.
There you go.
I'm getting kicked out for saying Mendoza. We're holding our manager accountable. Look at this. Steve Cohen sucks and so do y'all.
Thank you guys. Great job on the beeps there. So that guy is a diehard Met fan. Like every other Met fan is upset with the manager. They've lost 12 consecutive games.
And the owner.
Last time it's not the manager's fault. The closer didn't close, right? Or even preserve the tie. And he didn't get a single person out.
He walked the world. Yep.
It was terrible last night. And Steve Cohen likes to take shots at Met fans on Twitter for some reason. So the guy's just voicing his displeasure. Did he curse? Yes, he did. But all of a sudden, you can't curse in a ball game? And he got kicked out because he violated whatever the what did the guy say? the conduct policy at
code
Citi
of
Field.
conduct. Yeah, he said. Code
So
of
apparently you're not allowed to curse out the manager at Citi Field. So not only are the Mets the worst team in baseball, but now they're sensitive to their fans criticizing the manager at the games. That is not a story that's going to end well for the Mets.
Absolutely
it's just not.
Do they think they're not in a northeast city? They're somewhere in the Midwest like St. Louis or Cincinnati?
Now, I think guys sometimes overuse language.
Yeah.
And they should be removed from their seat.
There's kids around
Or
and
if they're
such.
drunk and it's obnoxious.
Yeah.
But if you go to a ball game with your kids, there's an expectation you're going to hear curse words.
Yep.
And the guy shouldn't get kicked out for cursing. Now, was he overwhelming? Was he obnoxious and nonstop? Maybe a different story. But this is not going to end well for the Mets. You have yourselves a great day.
There are guys you know are great. We don't know that about Cal Raleigh. It is possible that Cal Raleigh isn't one of the 5 best catchers in baseball by the end of this season. And that's the difference. It's not possible that Aaron Judge isn't one of the 5 best outfielders in baseball. That's not on the board. It's on the board for Cal Raleigh.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
The New York Knickerbockers are NBA champions. Da 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 da. Canyon of Heroes. Parade, convertibles, hot chicks in Knick jerseys. The Knicks finally get over the hump and win an NBA title. And there's me, and there's Jalen Brunson.
The Craig Carton Show. Only on SportsGrid.
I don't get it, man. Maybe this is more of a Kalshi poly market conversation to jump in on the prediction markets. But to me, this is the spot that I would roll with the Rays, man. I think they're undervalued every year, and I think they're undervalued this year again. Look, the Yankees should be the favorite. They're the best team on paper. Baltimore, Toronto, and Boston? Donnie, are they that much better than Tampa Bay? What am I missing here?
Pro Baseball Today. Only on SportsGrid.
Do you think technology and those earpieces, again, when it comes to the development of the quarterbacks, is hurt the game?
The development of the quarterback position is getting worse and worse and worse because you don't see live action, you don't get game time experience, and you're going to have to develop in a slower way. And to me, if you don't have the people around you, it's going to be a tough road to be able to play the game.
Outspoken with Dan Cilio. Only on SportsGrid.